welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Shavana, and today I want to tell you some tips and tricks on how to solo travel. In the past 2 years, I've really gone out of my comfort zone and traveled solo multiple times, and I have some things I've learned and things I think can be really beneficial if you're also looking to solo travel. Also, I really recommend giving solo travel a chance. It's really fun, it's really different, and it gives you a chance to really learn some things about yourself. And also it's nice because you can do, whatever you want to do. You're not waiting or relying on someone else to make the plans, or I want to do this but so-and-so wants to do that, so we're going to compromise, which there's nothing wrong with that. I love traveling with people. Don't get me wrong, please don't take that the wrong way. I love traveling with people just as much as I love traveling alone, but I definitely really like traveling alone, and it's just a different experience, And I want to add to that because I think there's just something that's so different about being able to, travel by yourself. So for me, I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so if someone can't go with me or they don't want to go, I'm gonna go anyway. I'm gonna go by myself. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So here are my tips and tricks on the best ways to solo travel in my opinion. Things that I do, things that I think make it safer or make me feel safer, or just things I do for safety reasons. And also I think that it can be really intimidating doing things by yourself. I think through high school and middle school and whatever, and even into college maybe a little bit, but it just seems so weird to do things alone, right? There's this pressure of you're weird if you're by yourself. You need friends around, and it's so interesting that is the thought process, right? And it's so funny because it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter, and it's literally in your head being oh, so-and-so is gonna think I'm weird because I'm by myself. No, they don't care. And you know what? I learned that when I was working at a restaurant, and I would have people come in and they would just come in by themselves and eat. And I think this one girl really made it stick for me. She came in by herself, she got a table for one, she ordered herself a little cocktail drink, and she read her book and she ordered some food, and she looked so comfortable. She looked like she was having the time of her life. And also, I didn't blink twice. I didn't think anything of it. Actually, I thought she was the coolest person in the world. I was like, you're so cool. I want to do that too. And no one in the restaurant blinked twice. No one looked at her funny. No one thought anything. No one blinked an eye. And so that to me was oh, I can do it too. I can totally do that too. And so for anybody out there thinking maybe it's funny or weird or uncomfortable to do things by yourself, I don't think so at all. It's not. So don't think that way. So some ways to get comfortable with being alone, maybe before you decide you're gonna go to Europe by yourself. Granted, if you want to go to Europe by yourself and you want to just pull that trigger, do it. But some things I think are good, starting points, is going to a coffee shop. I think coffee shops, a lot of people go by themselves. So if you really have never done something by yourself, that's a really great place to start. Coffee shops are great because there's a lot of people there, a lot of people by themselves. You can bring your laptop, you can bring your book, grab a coffee, sit there and just do your thing. And then working up to that, you can go to the park by yourself. You can, fly somewhere by yourself and then meet your friends there. So you're on the plane and you're doing the airport thing alone, but then you're not doing the rest of the trip solo. And then trains are also a good one to do by yourself a couple times to get comfortable. And then definitely try a restaurant by yourself, because when you travel, that's probably something you'll end up doing. So go to a restaurant, have a seat, take your book if that makes you feel better, take your iPad, whatever. I think a book is a great way to do that. And enjoy yourself. Stop thinking about everything around you. Just don't think about it, because honestly, no one cares. So moving on, I think another good way to start is with a small trip. So I wouldn't start with the week to month-long trips by yourself. I would start with something small, a weekend, a day and a half, an overnight, something like that. Just make yourself comfortable and get used to it. You could even go somewhere nearby. So you could do a staycation by yourself. I'd get yourself acclimated a little bit, if you feel that makes you more comfortable. Okay, moving on. I would recommend having a couple of things planned, right? So you want to see, for example, I did Paris by myself, and I knew I wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. I wanted to see the Arc de Triomphe. I wanted to see the Louvre. And then my friend recommended a couple of places that I wanted to see. She gave me some recs for different various things. I had a time. I loved Paris because of that. It was such a good time. I had all these things planned. I was gonna see all these different things, and I really enjoyed it. So having some things planned is great. The other thing with planned things is you can book like a tour or something where you're going to be with other people. I did this in Alaska. I was there by myself, and then I booked a tour where I was like with other people, and that actually made it really fun. So I was like by myself for a while, and then I got to meet some people on the tour. We did glacier hike. It was really cool. And yeah, I really enjoyed that trip because that just added to it, and it just made it that much better. And also a tour is really cool because you get to learn some things about the location, and you get to like see something you don't see at home. So I think that's really cool as well. Let's talk about safety. Safety is really important, right? I don't like being uncomfortable. I don't like being unsafe or feeling unsafe. So things I do is I like to look at the reviews of the hotel. If somebody's like commenting that they were like unsafe or there was something wrong or whatever, maybe don't book that hotel. Number 2, I always like to have friends or somebody having my location. So they always have it on like Find My Friends or something. And that way like they have it. But I also like to let people know that I'm like somewhere. So like my family, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to be in, you know, a new country, and I'll text them on the plane and be like, hey, I'm here, I landed. Great. And that way somebody knows where you are. Something I always like to do, even traveling or not, is the button on your phone right here, if you have an iPhone, if you click it 5 times, it calls the police, okay? So when I feel unsafe, if I'm walking by myself and it's dark or whatever the reason is, I feel a little unsafe, somebody's nearby and they're giving me weird vibes, whatever, finger here, I'm ready to click it 5 times. I will be calling the police. And the cool thing too is the phone will start going wee 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 wee. So it's gonna alert somebody, hey, I'm calling the police, get away from me. So I like that as a, you know, little safety defense mechanism. Along with that, if you're going international, have your phone plan figured out, okay? So don't go over there with no service. I always like to have international data. So for me, I have AT&T. I pay for, you know, it's like $10 a day international data with AT&T. I'm very happy to pay that. I'm not comfortable being outside the country without data. Like I'm just not. It's great for maps. I think it helps me get around, and also like for safety reasons, I want it. I want data. So either check with your phone plan and see what their data is. A lot of my trips are very short, so paying for like a few days of international data is not like the end of the world. But if you're gonna go for a longer period of time, you can look into like a SIM card from that country. There's like eSIMs and different apps for that seem to make them a little cheaper as well. So you can kind of work with that and do that. I haven't really experimented with that, so I don't have a lot to say, but I have heard good things. So, but yeah, don't go somewhere without data. That's not good. Something I want to add in here is transit is super easy. It's great. And anywhere you go, I'm gonna show you real quick. So this is Apple Maps, and this is in New York. It's from Newark Airport to the Empire State Building. And so what you would do is click this transit button, and it will give you literally all of the places to go, all the trains, where to walk to, and it will give you step-by-step instructions, which exit to get out of, which street to look for, everything. And it will do it in most countries. Every country I've been to that has good transit systems, this has worked. And it does work with Google Maps as well. You just hit the transit option. Be vigilant on transit if you're walking by yourself. You know, I don't like to be in my phone like this, you know, not paying attention. If I have headphones in, I do not turn the noise cancellation on when I'm like walking, or if I feel like there's an unsafe situation around me. I like to be hyper aware, right? So I'm like kind of looking over my shoulders, kind of glancing around, I'm listening. I'm not gonna have somebody sneak up on me. That's not my jam. And in case you don't know, never tell somebody where you're staying. Never give them the address or the unit number or anything like that. Do not get in a cab with people you don't know. If you meet somebody on your trip, that's amazing. You're gonna go meet them out somewhere public, okay? Let's not meet them in random places or have them come to your place that you're staying, okay? Be safe about it, be smart. And then, of course, be in the moment. Don't get so stuck on I'm alone that you can't enjoy what you're seeing. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like literally put your phone down. Don't feel like somebody's watching you, and just live in the moment and enjoy it. Because other people are just not watching you as close as you think. It's really fun. I highly recommend taking a solo trip and enjoying it and really experiencing something different, exploring things. I think taking some of your time and planning out activities and things you want to see is great, but I also think wandering and exploring a new city is also amazing. So definitely take the time to do both. Don't be afraid to talk to people. If there's someone around, just strike up a conversation. My favorite way to strike up a conversation is to bring up something that is relevant to like where we are. So like, for example, let's say the train made a funny noise, right? You could look at the person next to you and be like, what was that? And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. I'll be like, yeah, I don't know. What are you, like, are you traveling here? Are you visiting? Like what, who are you? Like, you know, and then just start a conversation. Another thing with that is don't tell people how long you're staying there. Don't give them any reason to like know where you are. Also, if you're by yourself and you're talking to a stranger, your significant other, your friend, your family member is at the hotel waiting for you, okay? You're meeting your friend, you're meeting your significant other, you're meeting somebody, you're not by yourself. Somebody is with you. You're here with work colleagues, you're here, you're never alone to people you don't know, never. A little white lie there to save your life is okay, okay? So don't tell people that you're alone, you know? I have been asked that a few times. Oh, are you traveling by yourself? No, I'm meeting my family here. They're already at the hotel waiting. Oh no, I just wanted to come out and explore. They wanted to take a nap. They're back at the hotel. Done. Honestly, I think that's all my tips for today. I probably have others, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you do have any questions or anything else, or if you want to see more or learn more about this, let me know. I'd love to talk about it more. I have, I think, 4 vlogs of solo trips I've taken, so if you want to check those out, I'll make a little playlist of like solo travel. You guys are welcome to check it out, and I would love that. And yeah, take that solo trip, just go for it. It's not as scary as you think. People aren't watching you, so don't think about it too much. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.